morning. I forgot my earpiece. Where is it? I think the audio was better when I had it. Let me see. Oh. I can find it real quick. Well, I hope everyone had a great Monday and everyone is having a great Tuesday morning. Oh, I found it. I don't even know if there's any juice in it. Gotta blame it on my juice. Blame it on the goose. Blame it on my juice. Baby, twerk skills on legendary. So, let me turn it on. Hopefully I have some time. Oh, 4 hours. That's more than enough. Okay, so, I hope it transfers since I'm already started recording. Yeah, so happy Tuesday. Yeah, got my T-Mobile Tuesday this morning, so I'm feeling good with my 10 cents off per gallon. And that's some other stuff. That's some restaurant $20 off something and some other stuff. Anyway, so I was undecided this morning as to the topic of the video. I started off wanting to do a video on what was it? You can't get, or what was it? Give me a second. Oh my gosh. I knew it was something about being offended. You can't be offended, but I can't remember the reason why. I mean, there were multiple reasons why. There was too much stuff going on. You know, let me get out of here. I don't know what these big rigs are doing. Goodness gracious. That's ridiculous. Oh, you can't be offended if you know your worth, if you know your value. If you understand your worth, you understand your value, nobody can offend you. No one can say anything that could offend you. Someone can say, oh, you're bad at this, or you're bad at that, or you're worthless, or whatever, no, and that would not bother you if you knew your value. If you truly understood your value on a soul level, not an intellectual level, because your intellect is always swaying this way and swaying that way. It's not very stable, which is why people are not stable, because, a disabled vehicle. No wonder there's a backed up traffic, I guess. I don't know. Let me turn some air on in here. 65 degrees. That's good. It feels good. Yeah, your mind, that's why everyone's a big mess. Everyone's life is a wreck on some level or another. Something isn't going right because they're using their mind, or I should say they're living with their mind. And that thing is always changing its mind. That's funny. Your mind is always changing its mind, which is why it can't be stable, because it's always shifting this way and shifting that way. Anyway, so that's what I was going to talk about this morning. And I was listening to a video. I guess it was like some kind of inspirational type video on YouTube. I clicked on it this morning when I was having my breakfast, and I was like, wow, this is good. I was going to share it on Facebook. And then he brought in Satan. I said, damn, you messed it up. You just messed it up. Like, he was doing so well. I mean, he was speaking truths, and he was just on a roll. And then he brought in Satan. And I was like, damn, you screwed the whole thing up. So that's what I want to talk about today, is Satan. I can tie in the first part too. But he was most people do this. They do this thing where they bring in Satan. So the title of this video, I think, is going to be, it has to be something with Satan, because it just screws everything up. And it's not the fault of Satan, which is my whole point, which is the whole point of this video, is he was blaming it on Satan. He was blaming when Satan has a hold of you, when Satan is influencing you, when the darkness and the dark energy of Satan has a hold on you, blah 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 blah. It was like, you're messing it up. You're disallowing the listeners that you are trying to motivate Like, that's what he was doing. He was motivating. He was uplifting. And I was feeling it. I was like, yes, well, this is good. This is why I wanted to share it on Facebook. I was like, I don't even have to make a video. I can just share this one. And then he tied in Satan and tied Satan into it. And let me tell you this. You are the pinnacle of the Most High. You are the pinnacle of the Creator's creation. You are. And there's nothing that can change that. Nothing that will ever change that. But we can create an illusion that is something different than the truth. And understand that everything you create that's not in truth is an illusion. It's all an illusion. You cannot change God's truth. If God has created it, God has deemed it, God has spoken it, God has created it, you cannot change that. You can't. And the thing is, you'll try to create whatever world you think you need to create for yourself just to find out, or I should say, you will create all these things, these illusions, these ideals, ideas. It doesn't matter. You will make all these different things manifest for you in your life. But one thing is fact, and that is you will create such a heap of shit in your life, a bunch of turmoil, a bunch of pain in your life, to where you want to change back to what God made you to be. That's what's going to happen. Your suffering's going to get too great. Your pain's going to be too great. Your lack is going to be too great. And at some point, you're going to want to change to what the Creator has created. You can't change that. That is what's going to happen to every single soul. Every single soul that has decided to veer off the path of truth, veer off the path of love, will be restored to its original creation. Energetic creation. That is truth. It's fact. It will happen. How long that happens? Well, that's entirely up to you. That's entirely up to each and every soul. But I can tell you this. As long as you continue using Satan as a reason why you keep messing up in your life, you'll never have the power to transform yourself back into your original creation. And when I say original creation, I mean the state of being that you are before you incarnated. Before your parents transferred all their shitty shit from their soul to yours at conception. That's what I'm talking about. Before that happened. Because all souls are made in perfection and are perfect until they incarnate. At that point, the parent, who we call parents, our mother and father, our physical mothers and fathers, they imprint their soul condition upon you. That's what happens. But as long as you continue to use Satan as this thing that has a hold on you, that has its choke on you, you'll never, ever, 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 ever be restored to your original state. And you can believe it or not believe it, but it doesn't change the truth that I'm speaking right now. So, it's really no different than you saying to your partner, your husband, your wife, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, doesn't matter who it is, you're the reason why my life is the way that it is. You're the reason why I am unhappy. Understand, see, most people understand if you give another person your power, then you are weak. You cannot you have no power to change because you give them all the power. You're the reason why. If they're the reason why, then they have total control over you. They can never be the reason why, and they aren't the reason why. You're the reason why. The question is, why are you still there? Why are you still allowing it to happen, whatever it is that's happening, that you believe is a cause of your misery? It's not that they're the reason why they're doing it. Understand, you're standing there for them to do it. Where's your power? Oh, you're using your power to stay right where you are. women who are beat, men who are beat by their partners, that only happens because they're standing there to get beat. So where's the power? The power always remains, always resides within the soul, within your being. You're just not using your power in the way that would lead or yield love, that would lead to trust, that would yield trust. You can't change it. It's always going to be this way. So maybe your father wasn't there, maybe your mother wasn't there. Okay, that happened. But I had to realize where the power was. The power wasn't in my father's absence, and the power wasn't in my mother's unloving actions. That's not where the power was. The power was within me to accept the things that were being given to me. I accepted these unloving things because I did not understand, but I understand now. That's where your power is. Power is in understanding. So power isn't believing that Satan has a hold or a grip on you. The power is in you not believing in such a facade, not believing in such a fairy tale. Satan is a fairy tale. There is no Satan. But as long as you believe there is a Satan, and as long as you believe that Satan has the powers that you claim Satan has, you don't have any power. This is why, look, I can tell you this, fact. You look at people who believe in Satan, who believe in the devil, and that the devil is bad, and you got to watch out for the devil. Look at their life. Look at their life. Just look at it. And you'll see that they struggle, and they have a lot of suffering, and they endure a lot of pain. And guess where it comes from? This make-believe person, thing, entity called Satan. They'll tell you, oh, Satan got me. Satan tried to get me. Satan had me on the wrong path. Absolving themselves from any accountability whatsoever. People pick up, yes, we have influence. Absolutely. Demons are real because demons are nothing more than souls who are super dark. All I need is a beat that's super bumping. They're super dark. That's what a demon is. A regular soul like you and I who are super dark. You can see them on earth. These are the people who you can look in their eyes and see the demonic energy that they have. They just have an evilness within their eye. Oh yeah, they're being influenced because all people who are dark are influenced. Unknowingly and unwantingly, is that a word? I don't know, but it sounds good. Unwantingly, I like that. Anyway, they're being influenced by dark spirits. They may not want it, but they can't help it because of the darkness that's within their soul, because like attracts like. When you're dark and you have degradation within your soul, when you have evil within your soul, you are open to being influenced by others who are dark as you, and as they decrease your light, meaning as they increase your degradation and darkness, you open yourself up to even more dark souls that are darker than the ones that were already present. The more dark you become, the more you open yourself up to a wider range of spirits, of dark spirits, of demons, whatever you want to call them. People call them all kinds of things. It doesn't matter. It doesn't change the fact that they are a creation of the Creator who decided to have darkness within them. That's it. It doesn't change that fact. But they can be restored. Absolutely. All demons can be redeemed. All things can be restored, people. All things. This is a universe where nothing is absolute in one direction. This is a very fluid universe. And our experience is very fluid, depending on which way we want to go. We have the power to do that. I have a friend, coworker, who was strung out on drugs. And one day, he broke down and cried, and he asked for help. He cried. He just broke down. And he asked God for help. And the next morning, he woke up and had zero craving for crack. Zero craving. And he hasn't touched it since. Because he wanted to redeem himself. He wanted to restore himself. He wanted to get himself out of the dark place that he was in. And the Creator responded. So whatever desire he had, it was gone. The Creator removed that desire away from him. Removed it from him, I should say. Because he had that prayer, that desire is a prayer. That was a calling out to his Father. He said, I need help. This is what I need. Help me, please. I don't want to live like this anymore. And I can't do it on my own. I need your help. And just like that, he woke up the next day and craved not crack. And he hasn't touched it since. And has no desire for it. And now he works with people who are on drugs. Who he tries to help people who are in a place where he was. That's how, that's just how it works. So yes, you can redeem yourself. You can restore yourself. It doesn't matter how dark you are. There is always some type of light within you because the Creator, you're part of the Creator. And the Creator is light. The Creator is truth. The Creator is love. That will always dwell within you no matter how dark you get. In the spirit world, in what is known as the hells, at the very bottom of the hells, it has not changed. It has remained. The darkness, the level of darkness, the level of degradation, you hit rock bottom. It's like, how they say, you're scraping the bottom of the pudding cup. Well, there's a bottom to that pudding cup. And there is a bottom to the hells to where you cannot go any lower than is currently created right now. There is always light within you. Oh, I think I need to go over here. There's always light within you. There's always, and the thing is, you can tap into it anytime. Anytime. But you will remain lost. You will remain lost if you choose to. And if you don't believe that you're lost, meaning if you're not humble enough to look at where you are and what you're experiencing, if you're not humble enough to see that, you can't change. And your darkness will remain for hundreds or even thousands of years. Whatever you choose. Some people believe that life is just messed up. Life is just about experiencing pain. Guess what they're going to experience for the remainder of their life until they change that belief. Until they have some type of hope for themselves, until they understand that they have the power, until they understand that they can change, everything will remain the same for them. So whatever events that keep happening that have them believe that will continue to happen to sustain that belief, to sustain that thought, to sustain the feeling. Because that's what they want. That's what they're saying is. So you're either living life your way, how you believe it should be, how you think it should be, based on your opinion, or you're living life through God's vision, through God's eyes, through what God has established to be truth, what God has established to be love. Those are the only choices you have. You either see it through that lens, or you see it through your lens. But I can tell you this, and you can even tell yourself this, because you can just look back on your life and look at all the problems you've had, look at all the pain you've had, look at all the wrong decisions you've had, all the wrong decisions you've made. Just look at them. All the wrong decisions you've made and all the consequences that came afterwards. You thought it to be that way. You made the decision, you moved in that direction, and you suffered the consequence. Look, your whole life is a lesson. And you can look back on it, or you can just keep looking forward and ignore all the other stuff. That's completely up to you. But it is completely up to you. It ain't up to Satan. He's not dictating anything. How can someone dictate something if they don't even exist? Yeah, I don't know. I just know Satan got a hold on that person. Satan got a hold on me, and his grip is tight. Yeah, demons have their grip on you, but understand that grip can't be had if you didn't have what you have within you. If you're at frequency, I'm a demon, then understand that other people who share that frequency of I'm a demon are interacting with you. And yes, they are influencing you. That's the way it works. We influence all the time, every day, all day. We influence people in a positive direction. We influence people in a negative direction. It's completely up to you. You decide. There goes your power again. That's what I'm saying. You decide. I decide. When someone treats me unlovingly, I decide. A demon or a devil or whatever you think has a hold on you, even that, even though demons exist, even though these dark spirits exist and their spirit influence and overcloaking, that doesn't mean that you don't have power. Because you may have the urge to do something. You may have this feeling of wanting to do something, but you always have power over that feeling. I already know when I'm being influenced by a spirit. Because I'm like, I don't want to do that, but I have an urge to do that. I'm like, nope, that ain't going to happen. Because I understand it. This is why understanding is so important. I always say it, understanding is so important. The reason why it's important, because it gives you your power. People run around acting like they don't have any power because they don't understand the way the universe works. They don't understand the way the soul works. They don't understand how the soul is created. They don't understand the operation of the soul. They don't understand the operation of the universe. They don't understand how the two come together and interact with one another. They don't understand how the soul commands the universe to bring you events. You don't keep meeting excuse me, you don't keep meeting. Oh, how funny. I turned away when I had this earpiece on me. Hold on a second, I need some water. Oh, that's so delicious. I think it's black cherry. Yep, black cherry. Waterloo. Anyway, so these I can't tell if that was a high cop behind me or a regular car. What are they saying? Demons, hold, choke. Influence. So yeah, anytime, you feel an influence or an urge to do something, you have this feeling, and like you've heard truth enough, you've heard love enough, you've heard about these things to understand intellectually what they are. So when you have an urge to do something that's unloving, that's outside of truth, that's outside of love, you can catch yourself and say, hey, no, I'm not doing that. That's not what I want to do. I'm not doing that. That's not what I want to do. It ain't going to happen. And I don't just say that to myself. I actually tell the spirit who's present that ain't going to happen. Like my that's not going to happen is directed at a person. It's directed at a soul. That's not going to happen. So you can mosey on to somewhere else, to someone else, and try to get them to do it, but that's not happening here. I get urges to do all kinds of things to people, and I'm like, that's not going to happen. Nope. Because I know where it's coming from. And that just lets me know that there's still emotional trauma within my being that they're tapping into, and they're trying to exploit it. They're trying to use me to harm others. Because they can't do it in the spirit world. They can't harm. Spirits cannot harm us from the spirit world here in the physical world. So what they try to do, or what they attempt to do, and oftentimes are successful in doing, is getting people to do their will. Because most people are completely ignorant to the fact that spirits exist. They're completely ignorant. And so they can't defend themselves. They can't protect themselves from something they don't know exists. They don't know that's there. You have to take precautions. You have to understand, like a virus or bacteria somewhere. You're out in public, you know that exists, you can't see it, but you know it's there, so you take precautions. You have your sanitizer, you have your hand wipes, you wash your hands. You don't, when you're out in public, you don't touch your face, or you don't, poke your ear or dig in your ear or your nose, or wipe your eye, or put your fingers in your mouth. Because you know they exist. You may not be able to see them, but you know they're there. And so you take precautions so that you don't become affected by those things that are out there. And the same thing goes with your soul. You know emotions are there. You can't see them, but you know they're there. You feel them, but you can't see them. take precautions. It's about being aware. That's all, just being aware. But there's a lot of doubt people have. And people doubt what they can't see. And so they're affected by what they can't see. People doubt what they can't see, people. So they're affected by the things they can't see because they doubt. Doubt will always lead you down a path of regret. Doubt will always lead you down a path of regret. You doubt yourself, you will regret it. You doubt others, you will regret it. I doubt they can do that. Okay, they did it. They're benefiting from something. Now you want to benefit from what, but you can't, because you had doubt. You didn't believe in them, and they're like, hey, you didn't believe, you doubted me, you didn't support me, and now you want to benefit from my greatness? No. You doubt yourself. You say you can't do it. Other people are doing it around you. You could have, but you didn't win. You didn't benefit, and now you're regretting it. It will always lead you down a path of regret. There's a difference between doubting you can do something and not wanting to do something because you don't desire it. But it's completely different when you desire something but you doubt you can do it. Big difference. Big difference. So anyway, this Satan thing, as long as you maintain that Satan exists, and as long as you maintain that someone outside of you has power over you, you're screwed. The rest of your life is going to be exactly how it has been. The same experiences are going to happen over and over again. You're going to have to find new ways to overcome it. The universe is going to find new ways to deliver it. And it's just going to be this back and forth thing. Back and forth thing. You create this, universe delivers. You create this, universe delivers. You create this, universe delivers. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And trust me, it's going to get tiring over time. Because at some point, you're going to run out of ways on how to cope with this. And at some point, you're going to run out of ways to cope with it. Because the universe is much more savvy than you. Because the universe is created by the Creator, who is savvier than all. So, of course, you're going to run into a brick wall where you can't do anymore to avoid the truth. The truth always has the last word. You can't change that. Always has the last word. So if you want to have the last word, then you better get on board with truth. Because the truth is the last word. God will always have the last word. Because God is the ultimate truth speaker, truth creator. That's it. That's it. That's all. You can't change it. Even if you don't believe that there is a creator. Well, you can't change the truth that there is one. I don't know if I should go straight. Let me see. I don't know. Well, I was gonna swoop in right here, but as slow as these cars, can't really do it. Okay. Right here, and then again right here. I love driving to work. I just love driving, which is why I like doing the rideshare thing. But LA is so beautiful, especially in the hills. It's so green when the fires haven't turned it all black. It's supposed to rain tomorrow. You can see the clouds are out here. It's going to be real nice. Let everything turn green. It's been so dry here. Anyway, I guess the devil has his hold on the weather. That's so ridiculous. Oh my God. That's so ridiculous. But I understand it's a belief that people grow up with and they hold on to it so tightly. It's a belief. It's a belief that they have. They've been taught by their parents, by other people. They grew up with this misinformation, this lie, this lack of understanding of truth. I get it, I'm not condemning them for it. I'm just explaining why people can't change their lives, why they don't have power. They don't believe, they've never been given the truth of them having power. They say it, they say, we are the pinnacle of God's creation. What, so you're saying the pinnacle of God's creation can't overcome this entity this fictitious entity you called the devil? Is that what you're saying? Are you saying that the pinnacle of God, that God is so great and God's greatest creation can't shake the hold of a demon? Can't shake the hold of a wife or a husband? An unloving wife, an unloving husband, an unloving cousin, an unloving aunt, uncle, friend, brother, sister? You're saying that the pinnacle of God's creation can't overcome that? That's what you're saying. That's literally what you're saying. And it's not true, but it's something that you have created and believe to be true. Your dad mistreated you? Okay. But your dad is the reason why your life is miserable? No, that's not true. But you believe it to be true. Yes, your father, your mother, your parents, grandparents may have done things to hurt you as a child, but you are in charge of you right now. They're no longer responsible for caring for you. They were responsible for caring for you, and yes, they may have failed, but you're the adult now. You're the one listening to this video. You're the one trying to change and improve your life. That's what's happening. Oh, no, you didn't, little four-cylinder. You tried it. But please. These people, they want to drive slow. You try to go around them, they want to step on their gas with their little chipmunks banging on cans underneath the hood. Cracks me up, then they get mad. I want an economical car. I want something that doesn't use too much gas, and then they get on the road and they try to flex muscles that they don't have. What is that thing called? Muscle atrophy? I think it's atrophy. I think muscle atrophy. That's what I think about every time I see a car with 4 cylinders. And they try to smash on the gas, and it makes a lot of noise, but doesn't go much faster than it was going before. It's like, look, you didn't buy a car for that, so don't let it happen. Don't try to do it if you can't do it. Now, know your limitations. Know your limitations. The soul doesn't have any limitations, but the car you bought certainly does. Oh my gosh, I don't even try. Like, I mean, I have a few horses under the hood, but if I see a Corvette, I don't even try. What? Please, because I know my place. I know my place. Now, if I had a muscle car, that'd be different. I would know my place. Anyway, but the soul has no limitations, people. It has no limitations, and you have the power to change it all. You have the power to look at what you're doing and say, hey, I'm not going to do this anymore. You say, hey, I'm hanging around these people and their life my life is going in the same direction as theirs, and I see where theirs is going, and I don't want mine to go any further. And so I'm going to make a change right now. I'm going to stop hanging around these people. I'm going to stop doing these things that are harmful to myself. I'm going to stop harming others. I'm going to take my power. I'm going to use my power. I'm going to acknowledge my power. I'm going to harness this power that I have, and I'm going to transform myself. I'm going to remove the degradation from me. I'm going to make better decisions. I'm going to make loving decisions. I'm going to make truthful decisions, and it just transforms. It transforms into something that you couldn't even dream of. Transformation is so amazing because usually what we can see or what we envision for ourselves, we've seen it somewhere else. We've seen someone else's success. We've seen someone else's transformation. And that's the extent of it. That's the height of it. But I can tell you, the Creator has created so much more in terms of a better life, in terms of a better experience. And we haven't gotten there yet. We haven't experienced it. And if you look if you look at people on earth, they haven't reached it either. So you don't know. You don't know. And let me tell you, what you see is completely different when you feel it. You may be able to see someone and say, wow, they look so peaceful. Wow, they look like this. Wow, they look like they're enjoying themselves. They're happy. They're calm. They don't have any chaos. Wow, just look at wow, that looks so nice. But when you experience it, it's so much better. It's so much better. This is why you can see a nice car, and you can see someone driving in a nice car. You may be driving in a beat up car. You may not have a car, and you see it, you're like, wow, that looks nice. Wow, I want to experience that. And you may be able to envision yourself driving that new car, but it's completely different when you get in it. The feeling, the experience is always different. It's always better. It's always more. Always more. Unless you buy into something that's not true. Oh, yeah, like that, I was mentioning those as seen on TV commercials. You know, when you're like, oh, wow, that looks so great, and you envision yourself doing it, and you get it, and it's a bunch of junk. I don't know what my mom ordered one time as seen on TV, and it was a bunch of junk. Oh, I remember. It was, back in the day, they used to have these, material suitcases, and it was as seen on TV, and I don't know, maybe it was $29.95 or I don't know what it was, but the material was cheap, and they were like, oh yeah, it's embroidered with your initial on it, so you know that when you're at the airport, you know, it's your luggage. And I think it came in burgundy, and it had embroidered in like a gold thread, and those things were so raggedy. It was just junk. It was such junk. But I can tell you this. It would have been, and it is, and it was great for people who haven't experienced anything greater than that. For some, it was everything. For some, it was everything. Everything. And so it doesn't matter. Sometimes, you know, you get things, and it just depends on what your standards are. It also depends on your soul and what makes you happy, because some people can have everything and still be unhappy. Some people can't even enjoy the things that they have. So it just depends on the soul condition and what your emotional injuries are, because what your emotional injuries are and what your soul condition is going to determine how you interact with things. It's going to determine if you appreciate things or not. I think I know where I'm going this morning. I don't think I'm going to go to the office. I need to go to the main building. Yep. Yeah. So, I mean, you can continue to believe that Satan is present and Satan has a hold on you, but as long as you give this illusion of power to someone else, or put it somewhere else, that means you don't have it. It means you do not have it. If you, through your imagination, give your power to someone else, that means you don't have it to use for yourself. That's what that really means. Dad mistreated you growing up. You still feel that that person has power over you. That means you can't use your own power, because you're forfeiting it. In that moment, you're saying, I'm not using my power. I don't have any power. I don't want my power, because I'm choosing to give it to my father. I'm choosing to give it to my mother. I'm choosing to give it to my wife. I'm choosing to give it to my husband. I'm choosing to give it to my brother. I'm choosing to give it to my cousin. I'm choosing to give it to my sister. I'm choosing to give it to my aunt. You're just choosing to give it to somewhere else. Give it to someone else. And the thing is, they can't have it. It's an illusion. You can't give anybody your power, which is why you can't heal another person. You can't give it like that. You can't change their lives. You can give them all the tools. You can say all the words. You can give them all the truth. But unless they want to accept it and hone their own power, acknowledge their own power, use their own power, their life will not change. This energy is not transferable. You can only help someone see their own light. That's it. And in the spirit world, and there are energy healers, or people who do energy healing, and they're not using their power. There are actually spirits who are there. Anytime you go to an energy healer, there are spirits present, a lot of them, and combined, they're using their energy to, I don't know if you want to get over all the way, they're using their energy to help whoever has come in for a treatment, whatever the treatment that is. There's something may be wrong with them physically. They're coming to get some energy healing. and there's a lot of spirits. There could be 6, there could be a dozen, there could be 24 of them, all working together because they feel the need to help. They just feel, I'll just leave that at that. They feel this desire to help people, and so they don't understand truth. They don't understand that the ailments that they're feeling, the ailments that they're experiencing, the sickness, the disease that they have and are experiencing. They don't understand that those things are there as a lesson for them to heal themselves, to have a better understanding as to what's going on within their soul. They don't understand that. They just know they want to help take away the pain. They want to help take away the sickness. But what they don't see most times, and what they don't understand, is every time they do that, they become more dark themselves. They become more dark themselves. They don't see it. And the thing is, they keep doing this until that's what you get, you dumb fool. Just ridiculous. Because he's on his phone. These people on their phones, you know what? I don't know if it's a good idea to go over here. Anyway, the spirits, they end up getting darker, and they understand that and this is why they have to have more and more and more spirits around, because over time their energy is decreasing in the spirit world. And when you're living in your spirit body and you're understanding energy in a different way than you understand it here, you're able to heal, because that's what was happening during when I was doing the hypnosis thing. This is the real reason why I had to stop, because as I'm doing past life regressions, and people come in to a QHHT session because they want to be healed. They want to be healed. There's something going on physically. They want to be healed. They want to get over something, and they don't want to do the work. Understand this. They don't want to do the work. This is the whole intent of coming into the doctor. Coming into a session for hypnosis, because they don't want to do the work. They want to go to sleep, meaning they want to be put in a trance, and they want you to heal them. And the clinician, the hypnotist is like, okay, and they're asking spirits, can we heal them today? Can we heal their heart today? This person is having problems with their kidneys. Can we heal that today? And that's what happens. They do it. But they don't remove it. They shrink it to where the pain isn't felt. The degradation is still there. The darkness, that is the energetic darkness, is still present. The only difference is they're shrinking it. Not even shrinking it. That's not the right word, because they're not making it small. Excuse me. They're not making it smaller. What they're doing is condensing it. That's the word. They're condensing it. So it may have affected a larger area. The energy may have been spread out, but what they do is they condense it, and it doesn't affect as wide of an area as it did before. And so they're like, oh, my pain is gone, but they have no clue that the darkness is still there. They have no clue that the degradation is still there. And that's just the patient. That's the client. I'm not talking about the clinician. I mean the spirits who are helping in the spirit world, because like myself, I'm not doing the healing. I'm asking spirits, and the thing is, because I can't see in the spirit world, I don't know how many are there. I don't know if there's 6 or 16. Oh shoot, I was supposed to go the other way. I wanted to go to the main office. I don't want to go to this. I'll go later. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll just go later. But yeah, that's what's happening, you know. So like I said, I don't know how many spirits are present, but I tell you this, as they keep doing this, because it's unloving The reason why it's unloving, because most people, you know, I say, you know, I make videos about QHHT and people get so angry, but they don't understand what is loving or unloving from God's perspective. They only see what's loving and unloving from their perspective. So from a regular QHHT person, a hypnotist, a past life regressionist who asks people, energy healers, all the same, they're all energy healers, or call themselves energy healers. They all believe it's helpful to take away the pain. You go to a doctor and it's helpful for them to remove the pain. Whatever is causing pain, to remove it. They believe it's helping the person. But what isn't helping the person is taking away the message that the Creator has designed for you to get so you can improve your soul condition. As I said before, pain is nothing more than a message for you to look at yourself so that you can improve yourself, so that you can get yourself back to the state of perfection that you were in before you incarnated. That's what pain is. Emotional pain, or I should say physical pain, is nothing more than an accumulation of emotional pain. When something happens over and over and the pain remains and the experience, and the thing is, you have an experience as a child, all right? It creates pain within your soul. You weren't allowed to cry and release it. And then, since you didn't cry and release it, it's still there. The universe has to remind you that it's there, brings a similar event, it happens again, you hold it more pain, so now you have two, just call it two pains, we'll make it simple. Now you have two emotional injuries, the two degradations within you, and you didn't release it. Now the universe says it's still in there, has to bring you another event to remind you that it's there. Now you have three experiences, three emotional injuries, three pains within your being. Now you didn't release it and it's still there. Now the universe says, I have to remind you again because you're not getting it. I have to send you another one. And so you keep getting events, more events, more events. What do you think these boyfriends or girlfriends that you have are? The ones who keep lying to you, the ones who keep cheating on you, the one who keep treating you the same way. Why do you think your mom or dad keeps doing the same thing after you say you don't like it? After you say, you know, it hurts your feelings? Why do you think they keep doing it? Because it's within you to keep coming to you. And the universe is saying I have to remind you, because the Creator wants you to be a purified soul, because the Creator wants His creations to be that which that which it was when He first created it. That's God's desire. And so God's desire is always at play. And the universe is here to support God's desire. And that's the thing. It's here to, everything that is happening on this planet is supporting God's desire. And the God's desire is for you, for all children, for all of us to have the best life possible. That's it. And so that can only happen if you know your power to change yourself. Because you're the only one who can change you. You're the only one with the power to change you. So every time you use God, every time you use Satan as this thing that's stealing your power and causing you to do X, Y, and Z, you have no power, because you're saying someone else is making you do it. You're not saying you're choosing to do it. Every time you pick up a Coke, a soda, and you know sodas are bad for you, every time you pick one up, it's a choice. It's not the devil making you do it. You're doing it. You're choosing to do it. You're saying, this tastes good, I want it. You're saying, this tastes good, I want it. And the thing is, you can have it. There's nothing wrong with having a soda. Your body is designed to withstand all kinds of assault. That's what it's designed to do. Withstand assault. But when your soul is so degraded, it can't withstand as much. So there's a reason why you can't have sugar. There's a reason why you can't have bacon. The body can withstand all of this. The body has the power. The soul has the power, I should say. But your soul is weakened with degradation. Therefore, it can't support a healthy body. Which is why you're reaching for the unhealthy things. You're just supporting the unhealthiness that is within your soul. It's okay to try things, but people live on these things. It's okay to have a soda here and there. It's not okay from God's perspective. It's not okay to do anything that's unloving, that's harmful to your body. anything that would be harmful to your body is unloving. But, as I said, the body can withstand a lot of assault, but only if the soul is strong enough to support the body. Your body is a representation of your soul. Your health, your physical health, is a representation of your soul. An unhealthy body equates to an unhealthy soul, because an unhealthy soul is what's creating the unhealthy body. Your actions are supporting your unhealthy soul condition, which is creating and supporting your unhealthy body. The non-physical comes first. The physical is just a manifestation of the non-physical. That's all. Not that's all to dismiss it, but that's how it works. I want to go around, but I'm not sure. I knew you were going to do that. I just didn't want to be behind you. Just didn't want to be behind you because I cannot see anything. Bet you can't do that in your truck. You may have 8 or 12 cylinders, but you have inertia. You have inertia. Yes, yes. Know the science, baby. Know the science. Science is truth. Science is truth, by the way. I used to love science growing up. I used to love it. It used to be my favorite subject, science. And science is so factual, it's so true because the Creator created it. Everything that we call science, it's understand science is just trying to understand things that already exist. And the Creator created it. That's all we're doing is discovering. People say, oh, I discovered it, as if they have created it. People aren't creating much of anything. They're just discovering. They're discovering. All the possibilities are laid out. All the possibilities are laid out. Understand this. Things cannot be achieved if it's not a possibility. It cannot be achieved if it's not a possibility. There are some things that are impossible. It's not a possibility. For instance, the soul cannot be destroyed. It can be transformed into many things, but destroyed it cannot. It's not a possibility. Therefore, it can never be achieved. It can never be achieved. Even the temperatures that we have, I don't know what the coldest temperature is, but you cannot go below a certain temperature because it's not a possibility. It's not a possibility, therefore it cannot be achieved. Know science, know the limitations, but also know all the things that you're able to achieve. Know your limitations, know what, not your limitations, but understand what the limitations are. And also understand and know what your possibilities are, what your potentials are. We have the potential to achieve many things. And let me just say this, because there's many places in the spirit world where you can achieve things that cannot be achieved here. Like on earth, there's things that cannot be achieved. It's not a possibility here within the physical realm. But there's many places in the spirit world where things can be achieved. So the height of creation here in physical form is not the height of creation in the spirit world. There are no limitations. The thing is, we don't know what the limitations are in places we've never been. And because our soul is, this man and his little dog, this gangster looking man behind me in his BMW, gangster looking man with his little dog that has a little holiday sweater on it and a little red bow on top of her hair. That's funny. That's funny. He's smiling at his little dog. He's so happy. Little gangster thug is so happy with a little dog with little holiday wear. All right. Oh no, the BMW is a Volvo. It's a Volvo. Oh, that's funny. That's good. That's good. That's good. Do you, boo-boo. Do you. All right, everybody. That's it. That's all I have. You know, go back to saying whatever you've been saying about Satan and the devil. Or Satan the devil. He has many names. Boy, many names. doesn't even exist. But your power does. Your power exists. Your power is real. Your power is so real. So real. This is how powerful you are. You are so powerful, you can create a fictitional character that steals away your power. Oh! Ain't that about something else? That's how powerful you are. You can create a fictitional character that steals away all your power. Dang, that is crazy. That's what some of you mofos are doing out there. You're so powerful. You can create a fictitional character that steals away all your power. Ain't that some shit? It sure is. It sure is. You definitely are powerful. Don't even know how powerful you are. Now, if only you can say to yourself the truth that no, there is no such thing as this character to steal away your power. And that means you have all your power. Because if someone can't take something from you, that means you got it. If somebody cannot take something from you, that means you still have it. If nobody can steal your power, you still have it. If nobody can steal your joy, you still have it. If nobody can steal your ability, you still have it. If nobody can steal your happiness, you still have it. But as long as you create these fictitional characters to steal away all your joy, your happiness, your truth, and your love, well, guess what? You can't have it. All right, everybody. I know people hate me. They just hate me. Oh, my God. That's all right, though. They'll get over it at some point. It may be 10 years, 50 years, 100 years, thousands of years. It don't matter. They'll get over it. That's why I'm okay with it. At some point, they will apologize. They will repent. They will be forgiven because they will ask for forgiveness for being so blind. Being so blind. And that's what keeps me going, because I already know the end result. I know the truth. I know the end result already. I understand God's will, and I understand that God's will be made manifest. God's desires will be made manifest. And if God's desire is for every soul to be in a state of enlightenment, a state of truth, a state of love, then it will come to pass. So all the people who don't understand anything now will come to understand the truth. It's going to happen. And so my desire for them to be different will happen. When it happens, well, it's up to them. It's up to each individual when that happens, but it will happen. And there's nothing anybody can say or do about it, because that's God's will. All right, everybody. Have a great day. Talk to you later. Bye now.